It's me, Silver the Wack. Here I am with my coffee still. This is right after that intense coffee making experience with mocha. That's what it's called. It's the Italian coffee maker. This is so good. I didn't remember how good it was to have like coffee made with one of these pots. The problem is that I bought the smallest one because it was the cheapest, and yeah, I didn't account for the fact that the stove is the industrial kind. Fuck. And yeah, I need to get um, an induction one, as I said, one that I can plug into power socket and use in the kitchen upstairs. It's a kitchen technically, though it doesn't have like a real stove. I mean, it does have a stove, but it's not connected to anything because there's no gas connection. Like the kitchen downstairs, which is the one that we use to make food. Uh, and yeah, it's a very rustic cottage core, uh, meaning it's very old and country, and yeah. I don't have to say that it was right in the video, and that was the least aesthetic coffee making experience you'll ever see, probably. I mean, it depends if you count that one American who um, was trying to make an eco friendly coffee and had these tons of steps to make coffee that looked like swamp water. Not only that, mine was much more eco friendly despite having to use gas. Because, for one, the water comes from the well, like we drink the water from the well when it's boiled. Not uh, directly from the tap that pulls the water out of the well. There's like an engine, and the well is under the house, and the engine pulls the water from the well, and it's stored in a tank on the roof. It's very ingenious. It was something that people in the old days did when they weren't exactly rich, but not extremely poor either. So yeah, that's something that still exists, and the world still has water, but we can't really. I mean, my grandma used to drink water directly from that well, without boiling it, and nothing ever happened to her. So I'm not exactly sure if this water is drink water or not. But we still don't do that. My grandmother, God bless her, was just built different. That was her kitchen, by the way, not mine. I just said that too because of the meme. Um, and yeah, we drink that water in like teas and coffee and in food because it's boiled. And yeah, then it's fine. This experience did one thing. I will be making those um, things to hold the pots as soon as possible. I'm going to try to make them very rustic as well, to go with the vibe of the kitchen. And yeah, but I didn't continue doing anything. I didn't start doing anything. The only thing that I did was the following. Let me pause. This. you will see that the pattern is very Chinese. That's because this was made from. I'm going to use this to carry books to the library because I'm tired of the plastic bag. And I made this from an old dress that never fit me uh, because it's too small. Not even small in length, and it fits. But my rib cage, like the circumference of it, is too wide, so I can't. Um, I couldn't. Well, now it has become this, and I will be making more things with the fabric because it's a pretty fabric. Um, See, it has dragons and things. It's nice. And yeah, it's quality because it's very old. Like it's very old, and it's yeah. I hand sewed it. That's why it's a bit wonky, but it's fine. For it serves the purpose. And yeah, I don't have to buy anything. And you might say, "Oh, you're so cheap." Yeah, well, I'm poor. That's what I am. I'm poor. Um, and my hobbies have to be cheap as well. That's why I also got some more acrylic yarn. I'm very intrigued by this one. This is 40 grams of recycled acrylic, and it's really cheap. And I got another roll of the grey one. These cost me like 85 cents because it's recycled, and most people don't want recycled yarn since it tends to pill, like it gets a lot of pilling. At least this kind. There's a kind of acrylic yarn that doesn't peel, but that's more expensive. It's also recycled. It's still recycled, but it's more expensive. These are cheap because they're small and they come in bulk. I suppose that's the reason why the seller can afford to sell them very cheap. Though, yes, it's made in China, but uh, you know, when you buy things in bulk, it tends to become cheaper overall. So yeah, and I know that this seller doesn't really lower the prices for no reason. Like when it's cheap, it's because it was really cheap, and there's tons of these like there's tons of them. So yeah, that's the reason, not uh, shady business practices. But yeah, that's. I mean, I did quite a few things. I even made some wild coffee, and I also did a bit of drawing. So let's get into that. Okay, I'm back. So let's start. This is a work in progress, as the kids say. A whip. Uh, the idea was to just pick up random objects and draw them. So far, I have glue, a lighter, a stick of glue, and a pencil sharpener. Yeah, but but I'll be filling it with other things. This was another attempt at things that were in that book. This was to try and draw movement. So this was the result. Yeah, I looked at pictures of gymnasts and just rolled with it. And I also made this one. It's a wasp. Or bee. But it looks more like a wasp. I think that's the Google search thing tricked me. This is a wasp. I colored it with pastels. Some of it is not quite spread the way I like it, so I'm doing it in real time with my finger. And artists who might stumble across this will be like, ah, oh, you heathen, you demon, how dare you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a beginner at this as well, so please don't judge me too hard. Thank you. I like the effect of pastel really a lot. Yeah. At the back. In the little body, the body of the wasp. Yeah, if you don't like insects, this really isn't for you. But yeah, sorry. I kind of like the bees. Yeah. So that's another thing that I did. This is getting long. It doesn't matter. I will be making those pot handles. Pot handles? No, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the holders, the thingamajigs. Yeah. I'll look at tutorials for that. Instead of just making a big granny square, I'll just look at a specific tutorial for that and see if I can find one that looks very rustic to go with the vibe. I may even use the grey, since it's a neutral color and my mom doesn't really like garish things. The grey one and the green, since the green, I still have a bit of green, or maybe even the blue, but the green was a bit less chunky than the blue. Maybe the green. But she doesn't like green. Maybe the blue. Now I'll look at a tutorial for that. Yeah. That's all. I did some grafting. I drew. It wasn't very good drawing, but it was drawing, regardless. And I upcycled that old dress that I could never throw away because I liked the fabric so much. So yeah, now it finally is seeing some purpose. I've held on to it for well over 15 years. Yeah. The only people who ever wore that were a friend of mine and my one of my neighbors, because they have smaller rib cages. Like, the problem with me is that it literally it it slid perfectly, and then it got here, and I couldn't zip it up because my rib cage is too wide. I mean, not too wide. It's fine. But it's bigger than that, so it never fit. Because I'm built different. Yeah, that's all, and that's enough. The socks will come along. Don't you worry about that. But yeah, I'll be back, and that's a threat. Bye bye.